an elephant encountered each other in a forest. The elephant said to the rabbit, "You are very small. What is your place in the jungle?" The rabbit smiled and replied, "Being small is not a weakness, it is a strength." The elephant laughed and a race was set between them. The elephant thought, how could the rabbit possibly win? The race began, and the elephant ran very fast while the rabbit quickly darted away and hid. After running for several hours, the elephant grew tired and took a rest. Meanwhile, the rabbit swiftly moved ahead and ultimately won the race. The rabbit told the elephant, "Strength lies not in size, but in wisdom." From that day on, the elephant acknowledged the bravery of the rabbit, and they became good friends. Lesson: use your intellect and wisdom, success is guaranteed. Once upon a time in a peaceful little village, there lived a kind-hearted doctor named Zane. He was known for his warm smile and his knack for making everyone feel better in no time. With his pair of round glasses perched on his nose and a stethoscope hung around his neck, Zane was always on the move, tending to the villagers' needs. One sunny morning, a gentle knock echoed on the big wooden door of Zane's clinic. "Come in," he called out, and in walked Rania, a cheerful little girl with shiny braids and curious eyes. She looked a bit pale, and her usual laughter seemed to have lost its bounce. "Good morning, Rania. What brings you here today?" Zane asked with his usual cheerful tone. Rania shuffled her feet and looked down. "I don't feel so good, Dr. Zane. My tummy has been hurting since yesterday, and I don't have the energy to play with my friends." Zane narrowed his eyes with concern and said, "Let's take a look, shall we?" He gently examined her with his kind hands, listening to her heart's soft thud and the gentle whoosh in her lungs. Zane murmured, nodding his head knowingly. After a few moments, the good doctor smiled. "Ah, I see what's the matter. It seems like you may have eaten something that didn't quite agree with you." His tone was reassuring as he continued, "But don't worry, Rania, I'll have you feeling better in no time." Zane prepared some herbal tea that he was famous for in the village, carefully adding a mix of secret herbs and honey. "Drink this up. It'll help soothe your tummy," he said, offering a warm cup to Rania. Rania took a hesitant sip, and then another, and her face lit up as the sweetness of honey danced on her tongue. "Thank you, Dr. Zane. I already feel a little better," she giggled, her usual cheerfulness beginning to return. "Rest for today and drink plenty of water. But remember, laughter and play await you tomorrow with your friends," Zane assured her with a wink. By the next morning, Rania was up and about, her tummy troubles forgotten, all thanks to the wise doctor's magical herbal tea and his endless warmth. And so it was, in the lovely little village, where Dr. Zane's clinic stood as a beacon of care, curing not just the ailments but wrapping each heart in comfort and joy. Once upon a time, in the vibrant town of Medina, there was a young boy named Ahmed. Ahmed was known throughout the town for his kind heart and caring nature. He lived with his parents at the edge of the town, near the bustling markets full of colors, sounds, and wonderful smells. Ahmed would often accompany his mother to the mosque for the daily prayers, and on one such day, he heard an imam telling a story from the Prophet's life. The story was about how the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, always helped others and treated everyone with kindness and respect. Ahmed was deeply inspired by this story. He decided to follow in the Prophet's footsteps and make a promise to himself to help anyone in need. The next morning, Ahmed set off on a mission through the busy streets of Medina. As he walked, he saw an elderly man trying to carry a large sack of dates. The sack seemed too heavy for the old man, who was struggling and looking around for help. Without a second thought, Ahmed ran over and offered to help him carry the sack. "Thank you, young one," said the man, smiling warmly. "You have the spirit of kindness inside you." Ahmed felt a warm glow in his heart, proud to have helped someone just like the Prophet would. Further down the road, Ahmed noticed a group of children gazing sadly at a broken swing in the playground. Ahmed approached them and learned that they were eager to play but had no one to fix it. Remembering his promise, Ahmed used his lunchtime to repair the swing with the help of other kids. Before long, the playground was filled with laughter and joy, and Ahmed watched them play, his heart filled with happiness. Days turned into weeks, and Ahmed continued to help others in various ways. Whether it was comforting a friend, helping his mother with chores, or being kind to someone in trouble, Ahmed never missed an opportunity to act upon his promise. Soon, his good deeds spread throughout Medina, and he became known as Ahmed the Helper. The townspeople admired him for his kindness and his dedication to the values taught by the Prophet Muhammad. One day, Ahmed's father sat him down and said, "Ahmed, you make me very proud. You have not only helped others, but also shown that with kindness, we can make the world a better place." Ahmed smiled back, knowing in his heart that he was living a life aligned with the teachings of Islam and the stories he cherished so much. And so, every day, Ahmed continued to share the gift of kindness with everyone he met. Spreading warmth and happiness wherever he went, Ahmed the Helper became a beacon of kindness in the lovely town of Medina, reminding everyone of the beloved teachings of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Once upon a time, in the heart of a lush, mystical forest, lived a rather remarkable lion named Leo. Leo wasn't your average lion, he had the brightest golden mane and eyes that sparkled like emeralds. But more than his looks, Leo was renowned throughout the forest for his bravery and kind heart. One day, as Leo strolled along the familiar forest path, he encountered an area of the forest he had never seen before. The trees were taller, and their leaves shimmered with a silvery glow. Curious, Leo ventured further. Suddenly, the ground beneath him began to shift, and with a snap, Leo found himself trapped inside an enormous net. "Oh no! How will I ever get out of here?" Leo thought as he struggled to break free. Just then, a cackle broke the silence. "You're in my trap, mighty Leo," said a voice. Out stepped Wilma, the witch of the woods, with a pointy hat as crooked as her smile. "Why have you trapped me, dear Wilma?" Leo pleaded, trying to keep his voice steady. "I need help, Leo, but the other animals are too afraid. You, the bravest of them all, may just be able to break the curse on my heart," Wilma explained with a sigh. Intrigued, Leo listened as Wilma told him her tale. Many years ago, a spell gone wrong had left her heart frozen and her magic uncontrollable. "But why should I trust you?" Leo asked cautiously. "Because," Wilma replied softly, "a heart so big as yours cannot leave another in suffering." Moved by her sincerity, Leo agreed to help. Wilma released him from the net, and together they journeyed deep into the heart of the magical forest. There, they encountered many wonders, singing rivers, dancing flowers, and wise old owls who shared ancient secrets. Finally, they reached the enchanted glade, where the curse could be lifted. "Sing from your heart," the wind whispered to Leo. With courage, Leo roared a majestic song, filled with warmth and light. His melody wrapped around Wilma, melting the icy bounds that held her heart. As the frozen magic thawed, Wilma felt warmth and happiness return. Tears of joy streamed down her face, and she twirled around in glee. "Thank you, dear Leo," Wilma said with a grateful heart. "You have shown me the true magic of kindness." From that day forth, the lion and the witch became the best of friends, protecting the mystical forest together and ensuring it remained a place alive with magic and peace. Indeed, after that adventure, Leo learned that sometimes, the bravest thing anyone can do is give their heart to help another in need. Once upon a time, in the midst of World War II, 4 siblings named Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy Pevensey were sent away from London to the safety of the countryside. They arrived at the house of an old professor, who had a large, mysterious home with many rooms. One rainy day, while exploring the house, the youngest, Lucy, stumbled upon an enormous wardrobe. Curiosity took hold of her, and she climbed inside, only to find herself in the magical land of Narnia. Narnia was a place filled with talking animals, mythical creatures, and an evil White Witch. The White Witch had cast an eternal winter over the land. She declared herself the ruler, making everyone fear her icy powers. Lucy met a faun named Mr. Tumnus, who explained the sad fate of Narnia under the witch's rule. When Lucy returned from the wardrobe, her siblings didn't believe her story. Not long after, all 4 children entered the wardrobe and discovered that Lucy was telling the truth. They were greeted warmly by some of the kind creatures of Narnia, but danger was always lurking with the witch's spies everywhere. The children soon learned of the prophecy. The prophecy stated that when 2 sons of Adam and 2 daughters of Eve sat on the thrones at Cair Paravel, the tyranny of the witch would end. Encouraged by the prophecy, the children joined the forces of the noble lion Aslan, the true king of Narnia. Under Aslan's guidance, they planned an uprising against the White Witch. Aslan was wise, majestic, and full of warmth and hope, leading the beleaguered land towards freedom. But the battle wasn't easy, and obstacles awaited them at every turn. Edmund was tempted by the witch's deceit but eventually found the courage to choose right over wrong. With Aslan's sacrifice and resurrection, the powerful magic started to turn against the witch. The final battle concluded with the rightful victory for Aslan and the children. Spring arrived once more, ending the witch's winter for good. The Pevensies were crowned as the kings and queens of Narnia, ruling wisely and bringing back the joy and prosperity that Narnia had longed for. From then on, the 4 siblings would often return to their secret land. They found new adventures and built everlasting friendships. And thus, the tale of bravery, love, and redemption was forever etched into the heart of Narnia, thanks to the bravery of the Pevensey family and the mighty lion, Aslan. Once upon a time in the sun-kissed meadows lived a colorful butterfly named Benny. Benny was not just any butterfly. No, Benny was the proud owner of a little leaf house atop the tippity-top of a splendid daisy. Now, Benny loved his leaf house very much. It was cozy, with a view of the entire meadow, stretching out like a green sea painted with wildflowers. His favorite spot was his little porch, where he could watch the sunrise, casting golden rays all over the land. One day, as Benny was flitting happily among the blooms, he overheard a conversation between 2 bees. "Did you hear about the storm that's supposed to come?" buzzed the first bee with concern. "Yes, I have," replied the second bee. "We must prepare our hive." Benny's heart fluttered with worry. A storm sounded like trouble for his beloved leaf house. He quickly flew back to his home to inspect it. He tugged gently on each corner to check its strength and reinforced it with tiny twigs and strands of spider silk. As the day went on, Benny kept an eye on the clouds gathering in the sky. They looked like fluffy giants, but he knew they could carry fierce winds. Suddenly, a gust whipped through the meadow, and Benny's house shook a little. "Hold steady," Benny chirped to himself, securing his porch with more silken threads. Finally, the storm arrived, rolling in with growls of thunder and flashes of light. Benny held tight, his little home swaying but standing firm against the heavy rain and wild winds. By morning, the storm had passed, leaving behind a fresh, glittering meadow. Benny blinked in the soft sunlight, surprised and thrilled that his house had survived the night as strong as ever. He flitted up to his porch once again, thankful no gust had taken his house away. A rainbow arched across the sky, a symbol of triumph and resilience. Benny knew his leaf house was not just a home, but a testament to strength, preparedness, and the adventures of life. From that day on, Benny cherished his house even more, not for its beauty, but for the memories and lessons it held. Each time he heard of a storm, he would retell his tale, reminding his friends of the importance of being prepared and the joy of having a place to call home. Once in a peaceful village, lived a wise old pigeon named Kabooter. Kabooter had shiny feathers and deep, thoughtful eyes. He often helped the village children with his wisdom. One day, a lost boy named Bacho wandered into the village. Bocce was curious, but felt lonely in the new place. Kabutter noticed Bocce sitting alone under a large tree. "Hello, young one." Kabutter cooed softly, flying closer. Bocce looked up surprised. "You can talk?" he asked eagerly. Kabutter nodded. "I speak to those who truly listen." Bocce smiled, feeling less alone with Kabutter nearby. Kabutter guided Bocce to a garden filled with colorful flowers. Together, they watched butterflies dance in the gentle breeze. Bocce shared tales of his adventures with Kabutter. Kabutter listened kindly, offering advice with every story. The villagers welcomed Bocce, making him feel at home. Bocce and Kabutter remained friends, sharing stories every day. Once upon a time, there was a baby girl named Lily. Lily had bright eyes and a joyful smile. She loved to play with her colorful toys. Her favorite toy was a soft, cuddly bear. Lily's parents loved her with all their hearts. Every morning, they sang sweet songs to her. Lily enjoyed listening to chirping birds in the garden. She loved wearing her pink, fluffy dress. At nap time, Lily snuggled under a cozy blanket. Her room was filled with pictures of happy moments. Lily's giggles made everyone around smile brightly. She learned to crawl and explore her little world. Lily's first word was Mama, filling hearts with joy. Every day was an adventure in Lily's little life. With love and laughter, Lily grew happy and strong. Lytle was a curious girl with bright eyes. She had a friendly cat named Felix. Felix had soft fur and loved adventures. One day, Lytle found a mysterious map. The map hinted at hidden treasures in their town. "Let's explore," Lytle said with excitement. Felix meowed and wagged his tail, ready. Together, they set off on the adventure. They followed the map to the old oak tree. Underneath, they discovered a shiny key. The key's shape was peculiar and intriguing. "What door does this open?" wondered Lytle. They continued to a nearby ancient house. The key fit perfectly into the rusty lock. Inside, they found treasures and playful wonders. Lytle and Felix's hearts filled with joy. Their discovery sparked more adventures to come. Lytle and his friends love adventures. They decide to explore the enchanted forest nearby. Lytle brings a magical compass that guides them. Anna, the brave one, leads the way fearlessly. Ben, with his trusty map, checks their route. Sam, the joker, keeps everyone laughing. As they walk, the trees whisper secrets to them. Unexpectedly, they come across a sparkling river. Magic fish leap, creating rainbows in the sunlight. Lytle finds a riddle message in a floating bottle. Find the golden key to unlock hidden treasures. The group excitedly decides to solve this mystery. Anna spots a glowing path leading deeper into the woods. They follow it and find a mysterious talking owl. The owl guards the golden key and presents a challenge: "Answer my riddle, or you shall not pass." Together, they think hard and solve the owl's tricky puzzle. Pleased, the owl gives them the golden key with wisdom. They discover a secret door hidden in the trees. Inserting the key, the door opens to reveal treasures. The friends celebrate their success and newfound riches. Excited, they promise more adventures in the future.
Once upon a time, a little girl named Lily found a lost baby rabbit. Lily had golden hair and eyes full of wonder. She loved animals dearly. One sunny morning, she heard a soft whimper near the garden's edge. Lily tiptoed over, careful not to scare the noise away. To her surprise, a tiny rabbit peeked out, shivering in the cold. "Oh, you poor thing," Lily whispered gently, offering her hand. The baby rabbit, hesitant at first, inched closer to Lily. "Let's get you warm and safe," Lily said, smiling warmly. She wrapped the rabbit in her scarf and carried it home. Her mom helped prepare a cozy little bed for their new friend. Lily named the rabbit Thumper after its cute little feet. Thumper and Lily became the best of friends over time. Every day they played games and explored the backyard together. Lily learned how to care for animals with tender love. As the seasons passed, so did their adventures and friendship. And every night, Lily and Thumper slept happily, dreaming together.
One day, a rabbit and an elephant encountered each other in a forest. The elephant said to the rabbit, "You are very small. What is your place in the jungle?" The rabbit smiled and replied, "Being small is not a weakness, it is a strength." The elephant laughed and a race was set between them. The elephant thought, how could the rabbit possibly win? The race began, and the elephant ran very fast while the rabbit quickly darted away and hid. After running for several hours, the elephant grew tired and took a rest. Meanwhile, the rabbit swiftly moved ahead and ultimately won the race.